Wigan.
Hello, and welcome to something I'm trying out. It's either going to work or it's not going to work. I've not decided. Well, I've not tried it, so it's difficult to say whether it will work or won't work. But this is Wigan Watch Live in a completely new format. Basically, I'm still doing what I normally do, which is go around filming bits and pieces around the town. And then what I'm doing is I'm going to edit them together in little clips. I say little clips, one of them was about 9 minutes long. And then I'm going to talk about them either with you or just give you my comments on what I think is going on, etc, etc, etc. This is Wigan centric, so it is all to do with Wigan. Wigan Town Centre, you've got Hay Hall, you've got Eckersley Mill, and you've got various other various other developments going on around and about. Also this week, or on this episode, we've got some absolute chaos that ensued at my shop on the bank holiday weekend Saturday, when I had Luke Marsden, the Wigan Joker, and Mikey from Glasgow, who was on, and he'd come to visit Luke. They met each other at Big Brother when Luke was in there. I may have mentioned it once or twice or a million times. And Mikey had come to see him. They've become firm friends ever since, and he's blind, and he wanted to listen to, or wanted to buy some dance vinyl, so I set him up in the corner of the shop behind the counter, and he was a bit of a DJ. It wasn't the best DJ we've ever had, but to be fair, we've only got one deck and no amps, so it's just deck, no amps. Anyway, that's roughly where we're going, and that's roughly what we're doing. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if it works. Now, normally these things get quite a few views, but I've never done a live one before, so this could be fascinating to see whether or not it takes off. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. You know, anyone else is interested in Wigan Watch, then feel free to give them a quick shout and say, look, it's live on air, and we'll see what we can do. Hi T, by the way, I assume that's you. If it is, give us a like as we get started. You can take the like away again, don't worry, but just so I know it's thee. And yeah, so what has been going on? It's been a month since I last did a Wigan Watch, and people say to me quite regularly, you haven't done a Wigan Watch for a while, and I'm like, yeah, there's a reason why I haven't done a Wigan Watch for a while. There's nothing to watch in Wigan. I mean, technically there is, but not enough for a Wigan Watch. So what I've done is I've decided to do this so we can get a bit of interaction with yourselves and just see whether or not you want to do this more or less. You can comment in the comments section, or the chat even, and you can also comment in the comments section as well, but obviously if you give us a shout out, or ask a question, or join in, whatever, in the live chat, we will be able to sort you out. Oh, hang on a minute, let me just check. It would appear I'm live on YouTube. Who knew? I've also been to Tesco as well, by the looks of things. No, I don't want to do that, go away. So, so without further ado, as you can see, I've took some pictures today of Wigan Town Centre. So we've got the Wigan Wallgate railway station, we've got the iconic building, which currently has got a big hole in it, which I thought would have been fixed by now. You've got the galleries, you've got the face of Wigan, because this is the changing face of Wigan. Of course, you've got the icon of Wigan, and no, Luke Marsden, it is not you. Makerson's Arcade, and this is what Wigan is going to look like. To be fair, it should be looking like this already, but it isn't, due to the fact that, well, it isn't. But anyway, we will see if it ever happens, but this is what I'm monitoring. So we will play a VT now. Now bear in mind, I've not done this before, this is all live, and I've absolutely no idea. That should be open now, that is the market. And look, we've got grass growing where the galleries used to be. There'll be birds moving in soon, and they're called the old parish church. But anyway, I'm going to be quiet now, and I'm going to let you watch what I filmed so far this week. Not this week, this month. Put dates on them. There's no dates on anything else after this, but it gives you an idea where we were at the time. So, here we go. Tuesday the 13th of August, and look at this is looking really good. They've levelled the land, they took all the concrete away. Not bad at all. Meanwhile, the old Wilco store has got some curtains up, so something's going on, and it looks like it's going to be the new home for Hope, opening soon. They're leaving the Debenhams store and moving into here because Stack are going into Debenhams. It's all very complicated. Have a sneak peek of what's going on? No, we can't because it's all in darkness. The window's dirty. Don't forget, Wigan Market is still open Monday to Saturday, and all you need to do is go down Main Street to get to it. Sadly for sausage fans, the sausage shop has shut down, but you can still go to Alan's Butchers in Chorley to get your sausage fix. Doesn't seem to be any work going on today at the demolition site. Looks very similar to what it did last time I was here. In fact, just the main central block left now of the college, but we've got the signage that's gone up, the Wigan and Lee College Transformation. This is what they're building: a transformational education facility creating new opportunities and supporting the regeneration of Wigan. Dedicated to student industry placements, talks and site visits, supporting local community projects, creation of new apprenticeships, employing from the local labour market, net carbon zero in operating, supporting Wigan Council and Great Manchester Environment Strategy. And that's what the building will look like. So if you're going to go to college over the next few years, this is what hopefully you'll be going into. Wow, look at the size of it. That's quite a substantial building. Mind you, it is a big site. It is a lot bigger than it looks. 14th of August, coming up to 7 o'clock, and I am near Bridge 63. I don't know if you can see that or not. Yes, you can. And the bridge is closed at Bridge 63 for some urgent repairs. Going to take about 3 weeks. They're putting in new intelligent traffic lights. I mean, the older traffic lights were fairly intelligent, to be fair. I don't know whether they're going to resurface the road as well while they've got an opportunity to do so. But, well, how long has it been shut now? A week? It seems to be cracking on. So fingers crossed it'll be open soon. Oh, we've got a curb here. So that's new. So yeah, doesn't look too bad at all. Essential repairs. I mean, you've got to remember these bridges are ancient. I mean, these are hundreds of years old, and obviously they need some TLC at times, and obviously the traffic lights as well, so people can safely traverse it. Anyway, hopefully it'll be open in a couple of weeks. One thing I will say is it's incredibly peaceful. Usually hustle and bustle going over that bridge. But can we see any movement at Hay Hall? Well, I'm nearby, so it'd be rude not to have a look. So here I am at the back side of the hall. Well, it's still got a crane, JCB thing there, low loader or whatever you want to call them. So yeah, obviously it's internal works that's going on, so you can't really see a lot from the outside, but it's good to see there are vehicles still here. I do like a good vehicle. Around the front, again, very little external change, but it does look like work is continuing, which is great. It'd be nice to see this place open again. I've had a few people in the shop telling me that they remember when it used to be open to the public many years ago, and it was kind of sold off to the hotel chain, and people hoped that that would still give them access, but sadly the hotel chain thing didn't work out. So we're now at the stage where Wigan Council, with funding, is actually well, hopefully renovating the thing, and it'll be open to the public again soon, in whatever guise that may be. Sunday the 18th of August, and we've got some quite impressive scaffolding that's gone up over the last week or so for these buildings here, which seem to be quite high. And then as we walk this way, we can actually see now bit more of the design. So this is going to be, one would imagine, the landscaping bit that we talked about at the beginning. And this is the way in. You can see the curbstones that have been put in, and then the houses on this side that are being built. So yeah, Marsh Green is definitely getting some new buildings, and jolly nice they may be too. 20th of August. We've got, it looks like the demolition's restarted, but this is just the floor stuff. You can see what they've done. They've took quite a bit of stuff out of here. It's got written on it stays, so that's probably because it's holding up the bank. Not that I recommend holding up a bank. Other than that, not a lot going on. Let's have a look at the area where the new market hall would, well, should have been opening this year. Literally nothing. Caring. Meanwhile, at the college, doesn't look like there's a lot of work going on. In fact, if anything, it looks like it's all boarded up at the minute. Hopefully it'll get cracking again soon. So it's early evening and we are looking at the site, the demolition. We've got, what's that there? That looks like some kind of cap or something for like a mine shaft. I doubt it, but you never know. Meanwhile, at the college, it doesn't look like there's been a lot more demolition gone on here, to be honest. Though the pile of rubble looks a bit smaller, so maybe it's just sorting it all out and getting it off site before they build somewhere else. Right, we're at the top of Market Street now, and we're looking at where the new market's going to be. Apparently people have been seen in here, so they've been chipping away at the concrete and it looks like rusty metal inside the concrete. That's not good. So we're coming to the end of August, we've got September starting in a few days, and hopefully we'll see some start to the new build of the new market. But breath is not being held by anyone. Meanwhile, Wigan Pier, doesn't seem like there's a lot of stuff that's gone on since I was last here. In fact, if anything, doesn't look like anything's gone on. Was that there before, that little thing up near the top of the scaffolding? I mean, that might be something new. Looks like a vest actually that's been hung up. But yeah, it's rather disappointing. More so when you take into account directly opposite Wigan Pier is Eckersley Mill, and that is going a thunder. I mean, they're now putting the glazing in on the new floor they've built on the top of the mill. Yeah, you can't fault these guys for what they're doing. Superb stuff. Obviously we'll keep an eye on it as things develop, and all looking very positive though, at least on that side of the road. Now, I was at the Griffin earlier on, and when I was last at the Griffin looking around, I'd looked at this building and asked why hasn't this been converted into apartments and things like that, and it looks like something's going on, although it doesn't actually say what's going on. But there's definitely something going on, which is positive because it was a bit of a rundown building, but it seemed sound, as did this building. I'm not sure I want to go any closer than this, but this one hasn't had any money spent on it, although it's got a new fridge by the looks of things, so it's not all bad. Remember when I criticised the council for putting this fence post in the middle of the lane? Well, turns out it was only a temporary one. They built a brand new height restriction thing that actually fits. So it's just a temporary quick fix measure, which, to be fair, genius. The temporary height restriction has been taken away. So yeah, probably be used again somewhere else. But we've got a nice brand new bright yellow one. I wonder how long before someone drives into it. Tuesday the 3rd. Yeah, you're not wrong, Alan. Welcome, by the way, to the channel. Yeah, there was a lot in that few minutes of stuff. Remember, we're doing this live. Feel free to join in the chat if you actually support what's going on in Wigan Town Centre. Don't be afraid. Let us know, and then we can mock you. No, I'm joking. But there is some good stuff going on. I mean, we've got the Marsh Green houses, which is not far away from where I am. I think it was the Stork pub or something similar. and it's a site of that, although they do seem rather tiny, but most modern houses these days seem to be very, very small indeed. Hey ho, 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 hey ho. Yeah, I'll shut up now. Yeah, that seems to be progressing, I wouldn't say at speed, but I suppose an old building like that, I watch a lot of Grand Designs, and I know when they've got a listed building, they have to be very careful what they do, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, that seems to be making sense, that it's taken a bit longer than it possibly needs to, but always so they do it right. And then we've got the digging that's going on now, where the two jewellers were, and the big ramp going up towards, I think, Claire's, and then the upper floor, opposite the old Wilko's stroke Marks and Spencer's. Wilko's turning into R.W. Hope soon. Yeah, there's a lot of digging going on, and I thought, hang on a minute, didn't we pay, or didn't the council pay BECGI a lot of money to demolish the galleries, shopping centre, in order to make it ready to build this cinema that we don't need, this hotel that we don't need, this food court that we don't need, and this new market that we desperately do need, but seems to be going very, very slowly. And I've said many times before, and I'll no doubt say again, one thing I've noticed is the fact that this concrete of the lower part of the market area, which used to be the precinct, I think it was called, before I moved to Wigan. It was always Market Gate when I was here, but previously I think it was called the precinct, had the cow up in it and all that kind of thing. I remember it with Indexed downstairs and that cafe, and then Adams, and was it Granada TV, and I think Gillespie's was up there as well, and a few independent shops downstairs, a computer shop and all that kind of thing. But that, exactly where we are now behind me, that concrete is not meant to be left outside. It is not protected. It's been left to the elements. So you've got the heat. I mean, the heat we've had recently. We've had so much rain, it's unbelievable. And then obviously at winter time we've had the cold and the freezing temperatures. So surely to God, that concrete was designed to be indoors for the maximum length of time, and only minimum length of time actually exposed to the elements. So if you look at when they're building houses and things like that, and they put in the beams in for the roofs and everything, which are made of wood, obviously if it rains they get wet, but it's only a very short period of time, and they put the roof on and then it dries out and everything's okay. And looking at the clip that I got earlier on, it did look like someone had been chipping away at it, and that looked like rust to me within the rebar of the concrete. And if that is the case, then a bit like Grand Designs, that's going to cost considerably more to actually sort out. And then of course we had the thing with the archaeologists were coming along to look at stuff. Well, I've not seen any archaeologists, and trust me, I do have not only me, but I have a lot of people who have a look around and see what's going on. It just seems to be an absolute nonsense, and I don't know what the correct solution is going to be, other than concentrate on the market, get the market open. It's never going to look like this behind us, let's be honest, but get the market open, get the people in there, shrink the size of the town centre. Yes, things have changed, we don't need as many shops as we had with the galleries. Galleries could have been converted, as I mentioned, I think on this video, or was it the next video, but I do mention that Debenhams is being changed into Stack. Well, at least half of Debenhams. I don't know if it's all of Debenhams or half of Debenhams. Hopefully I'm going to have a chat with the builders who are coming in to repurpose it. It's going to take about, well, 10 to 12 months to do, because there's a lot of work to do, including building a rather large mezzanine out the back or out the side. So yeah, we'll wait and see. But that's going to be definitely open before they've even put a brick in for this other thing that they're building, which is the Black Cube, which is going to be an eatery and a food court. But my issue with that is, aren't they actually going to get anyone in there? There's no parking anywhere nearby at all, and it's not a nice part of town. Yeah, okay, there was a stabbing in that area in broad daylight a few weeks ago. I think that was just a one-off though, nothing to really panic about. But it does make you wonder. I walked up there when I did the last lot of the filming that you've seen, including the college, which seems to be going on moderately quick. I thought they would have knocked the whole thing down before the students went back, but maybe not. Anyway, the college, I filmed that, and I walked up past the demolition site, along Market Street, past my old shop and everything, and I felt very, very uncomfortable. There were a lot of people there who were just sat on benches that just looked concerning. I mean, I'm of an age now where you know, anyone can. Well, I'll be honest, anyone could have beat me up any time anyway. I've never been a manly man. But yeah, I don't see how a food court in a hotel is going to work in an environment like that. I mean, people say, or the council said when they first started doing this, it was going to be, you know, towns of the new cities. Well, people are trying to get out of the cities now, because the cities, look at London. You know, people don't want to live there anymore. And why would you? You can work from home now, particularly if you're in IT and that kind of thing. So why the hell would you go to the trouble of working from, well, travelling from there and then moving into a town centre? It just seems an anathema. And of course, everyone's saying that it's going to be for, you know, undesirables, as they refer to it, which would be migrants or other things like that. A bit like what was in the hotel, which has since everyone's been kicked out. Anyway, that is Wigan Town Centre, what's gone on in the last few weeks. I will obviously be keeping tracks on it and keeping it up to date with what is going on, because that is the only way we're actually going to find out. The problem I have with Wigan Council is they don't say anything. I mean, I stood in Pemberton, I live in Pemberton, and I stood as an independent councillor for 3 years on the trot. There's no election next year. I always came second to Labour. But if I was a Labour councillor and I believed that all this development that they're doing in the town centre is going to be fantastic and all that kind of stuff, it would have been all over my leaflet. Literally, it would have been like, we're sorting out Wigan Town Centre. We're going to make it amazing. We're going to make it, you know, and a superb venue. We've got this fantastic cinema, bowling alley, climbing wall, restaurants, hotel, apartments, areas for the older people to live, a brand new state-of-the-art market hall. I challenge anyone to show me a leaflet from a Labour councillor in any of the last 3 elections that even mentions the town centre, including Lol. It's insane that this is the situation we are at. The only people who mentioned the town centre were candidates that weren't Labour. So independents like myself, the Lib Dems, the Tories, we all mentioned what is going on in the town centre. But the Labour candidates didn't, but they still get voted in. Having said that, look at, if you want to know what I think about Keir Starmer, come back again tomorrow on Saturdays around about 10 o'clock and watch my weekly roundup of the news. So annoying now for Keir Starmer, apparently. I'm not getting as many views now. Either that's because people don't agree with what I say, or I've been put on that list where I'll get a knock on the door soon with some trumped up shit, basically shoving me off somewhere. But we'll wait and see. Anyway, I also had a wander around the pubs. Now, obviously, this was filmed before Keir Starmer decided that you can't smoke outside pubs. High dream frequency, by the way, I did see you there. Don't forget, you can join in the chat. This is live at the time of it being live. If you're watching it when it has been unlived, i.e. when the stream ends, then feel free to comment. I know a lot of you do. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and you get a shout out at the end as well. It's a new format, and we are going possibly to do this on a more regular basis, but we wait with bated breath to see if it works. Anyway, oh yeah, Sundays. Thank you, Toff. I'm glad someone's paying attention. I'm doing that much. I've never done anything this complicated before live, and I haven't rehearsed it. I mean, what's the point of rehearsing? It's more fun doing it without rehearsing, isn't it? Anyway, yeah, pubs. they're having a torrid time. All hospitality is having a torrid time. Not only are fewer people going out to drink or to have meals or anything like that, due to the cost of living crisis that we've gone under, thanks to many things, including the Tory party, Liz Truss, but also COVID, the war in Ukraine, and just massive price hikes on everything. And then you've got to bear in mind that minimum wage keeps going up, so these restaurants were getting less people in, are having to pay their staff more money. And you've got the electric bills going up and the gas bills going up for cooking food or chilling drinks or whatever. So it's an absolute nightmare. So yeah, it's not good. So I chose 4 pubs for this next bit, all of which have got different things going on. And as I say at the beginning, there are some pubs that have reopened recently, including the Earl of Balcarres and the Collier's Arms, both on the same road going towards Aspel. But these other 4 pubs I chose to have a look at and see what is going on and what is the future of these pubs. The thing I hate is, particularly if it's a Victorian pub and it's got character, when they knock them down and build something really inappropriate. So I think redoing them up as something else, but keeping the actual structure is more important. However, by all means, feel free to comment. I will be back after this. It's not even VT, it's just a clips thing. This one is about 4 minutes long, so I'll be back after that. Cherry Gardens pub near the hospital, right near the roundabout, is undergoing some major reconstruction, and a lot of money's going to be spent on it, so we'll keep half an eye on this. I'm not really a pub goer, but it is good to see some pubs actually getting money spent on them to make them into better pubs, rather than the Griffin, which is just being left to rot. I mean, I was here a while ago and it was disgusting then, but by God, it's got a lot worse. This used to be a prestigious pub in Wigan back in the day. I said earlier, I'm not a pub goer, although I've been to more pubs, or I've been to the pub more times probably in the last 3 years than ever in the last 30 years. So as you get older, you must get into it. But other pubs have got money being spent on them, including the Pagefield, which we've looked at before. Scaffolding looking pretty cool, but round the back you can see they've got a new roof going on. I was worried that there was no work going on last time I was here, but there obviously is. And also, if you look around the back rather than the side back, you can see that a lot of the debris that was here has been taken away. It's been tidied up a little bit, and this was the old bowling green, I think, and they're going to build apartments on there as well. So yeah, positive stuff going on for the Pagefield. Meanwhile, next to Wigan Station, we've got this, the Tudor, which apparently wasn't always a pub, but has now got an uncertain future. Will it ever reopen again as a pub? Will it be redeveloped into a house of multiple occupancy? Or will it be demolished? Or will it just be left to rot? 4 pubs, 4 different futures, all within a 10-minute walk of each other. Another sad sight is Wigan Hall, which is currently up for let, Parkinson's. Now, this again had quite a lot of money spent on it not that long ago. There was basically lots and lots of trees on this grass, and it was cleared out and it was set up as some kind of office complex. I'm not exactly sure what it was as such, but it's a fantastic building, and hopefully it will have someone move into it and keep it operational. I'd love to spend a night in there, I really would, on my own obviously. I did a ghost hunt many years ago in an old pub, ironically. Now it's a tapas bar, and yeah, it was interesting, shall we say, but I imagine this building here would be a lot more interesting, but sadly I don't know who has a key, so it's never going to happen. I don't believe in ghosts yet. Somehow I want to look for them. So it's 6 o'clock and we're right near the Civic Centre. This rather expensive looking paving that's come in recently. It's like it's made out of some kind of marble or something. What's it? Yeah, it feels soft to the touch. It's very strange. Very expensive as well, I would have thought. But not to worry, because the people doing the Civic Centre work have found a use for this very white, beautiful paving, or whatever you want to call it, by painting on it. Not even joking. There you go. It's brand new, and it's already been painted on by the people doing the Civic Centre, or the old Civic Centre building rebuild. Talking of which, work seems to be commencing on the building. I hear noises and drilling noises and things like that when I'm coming to work, but obviously it's all internal, but progress is progress. Talking of which, the Grand Arcade is going to have some redevelopment itself. This old Debenhams sidage, it's not frontage or backage, it's sidage, is going to be changed as stack move in. Builders are hopefully coming in September. Whether or not we're seeing the development here straight away, I don't know, but certainly they're doing a lot of work internally, and I'll try and keep you up to date on that. Cherry Gardens pub. So there you go then, quite a bit in that little section there. Higher. Hello, Ian Helsby. I'm not a scruffy person, I don't drop H's, I add H's because I'm posh. But yeah, there's quite a lot going on in that one. So we've looked at the pubs. Now obviously the Cherry Gardens pub is having a major facelift over the next few months. Scaffolding's got up, so that's looking okay. And then you got the Griffin Hotel. I mean, what the hell is going on with that? I don't understand how buildings can be left to rot. I mean, legally left to rot. Surely whoever owns that building has a responsibility to either keep it in a fit state or sell it so someone else can look after it if they're unable to do so. Yeah, it's just horrendous what's going on there, particularly when you think about its past and you know, the Billy Boston and all that kind of thing, and it was, you know, like the place to be in Wigan at one time, and look at the state of it now. Absolute hole, with holes in it. The other two getting redeveloped maybe. I've not heard whether or not the is it the Talbot or the Tudor, I can never remember, pub has actually had planning permission to become an HMO or something similar, but that would work for the college opposite, as I said in the VT, and also going on at the take a look inside the old post office. It's like a scene from Saw. Okay. Home of the rector of Wigan Parish Church, I believe. Oh, is this the old pub at the bottom? Because a lot of people don't realise that Queen's Hall is. Have you ever been in Queen's Hall? Most people haven't, but it's the one with the tower on Market Street. In fact, you can see it on the picture there. Yeah, Queen's Hall used to be massive. It was a big building, and it actually encroached onto the area which is now the bus station, and it was bought or rented by Greater Manchester. There you go, there it is. It was yeah, the land was rented and built on, and the actual hall itself was reduced dramatically, but it was at a funny angle. So you had the front like that, and then you walked down, and then it all went at a skew whiff and went off at a funny angle towards the Tudor, and I don't understand quite how and why people agreed to all that, but maybe, to be fair, if they hadn't have done, it wouldn't have been online anymore. So yeah, that could have been what that building was for. Or are we on about Wigan Hall? Because Wigan Hall as well, I mean, that was empty for a while, and then people spent a lot of money on it, did it up, and now it seems like it's empty again, which is a shame. And the pavements outside the Civic Centre, I mean, how many people have seen that pavement? How much did that cost? Why have they put such expensive paving down in an area where very few people walk on? And then, of course, I mean, the builders and the developers don't care about that, so they've just sprayed paint all over it. Now, people will say, well, the paint will wash off, which is fair enough, but it doesn't excuse the amount of money that's been spent, and that it's very rare I touch pavement, I'll be honest. But I did have a little stroke of it, and it was very silky, which baffles me. I mean, for a start, it's on a hill. I had my fall there, my first old man fall, a bit further down. You can see that on previous vlogs, I think it is. Still got the scar on my knee. That's how bad it was. But yeah, it's good to see some stuff going on. I mean, Stack, I think, is going to be very interesting indeed, for a number of reasons, least of which is it's using a building which can't be used for much else. But the problem is, once it's done, will it be convertible again if Stack doesn't work, or will we be left with something we can't do anything with? Mary Alty, too many HMOs in Wigan when they're starting on galleries, looks a mess. There are too many HMOs, you're right, but it's a way for people to get on the housing. And as far as I'm concerned, I mean, I put this on my election manifesto for the local council elections, and that is, I've known people, and I know people who are on the social house waiting list, and you get points, and you get points for this, that and the other. And one of my things is, you should get points, extra points, if you are a resident of Wigan that went to primary school in Wigan. I.e., doesn't matter what nationality you are, what religion you are, or anything else, if you want a council house, social housing in Wigan, you get extra points to get moved further up that list because you went to primary school in the borough of Wigan. It doesn't have to be the exact place, but the borough of Wigan. And that would exclude me. I was actually brought up in Tameside. I went to a couple of schools in Staley Bridge where I was brought up. So I wouldn't get them extra points if I was on the housing waiting list. But I think that's fair. Even though I've lived here for 30 years, I'm not a true Wiganer. Whereas, like I say, it doesn't matter what religion, what your family's background is or anything. If you've been brought up from primary school age in Wigan Town Centre, and you're looking for housing, you should get extra points on that waiting list thing to actually get the house. Local houses for local people. Stream keeps crashing. Oh dear. The galleries, Robert, hiya mate. It's the first time I've done it live. I normally do it pre-record and then just set it up, but this is good because I'm getting reactions. Ian, Alan, Mary are all new contributors to the chat, which is great. The more the merrier. You can disagree with me, you can say you think the council's doing a great job. That's absolutely fine. I mean, you'd be wrong, but you're entitled to your opinion. I'm not Keir Starmer. I'm not going to ban you from my channel for not agreeing with what I'm saying, or I'll lock you up or whatever. But no, it is ridiculous what is going on. I mean, I've always said, if I won the the Euro lottery, whatever it is, and I won, say, £150 million, and I decided to buy the galleries, and for some bizarre reason decided to knock it down, which I never figured out anyway. Maybe some of it, but not all of it. But anyway, that's too late now, it's pretty much gone. But if I went to the council and said, hiya, I want to buy the gallery shopping centre and knock it down. I've got this idea for this cinema, bowling alley, 8-storey apartment blocks with 400 parking spaces, hotel, food court, brand new state-of-the-art market. Can I knock it down, please? And they'll be like, yeah, have you got the funds to replace it with the stuff that you're promising us? Like, well, you know, I'll get to that when I when I get to it. And it feels like, because Wigan Council own the galleries, they owned Marketgate, and they own Makerson's Arcade as well. That the council were asking the council if the council could knock down a building that the council had responsibility for in order to build something else, without maybe the funds necessarily in place. And I did say fairly early on, if you've been watching Wigan Watch from day one, and let's be honest, that was 4 years ago now, I think, or 3 years ago at least, that's a lot of Wigan Watchers. But even back then, I was saying something on the lines of, they've got to have the money here. BECGI, as far as I was concerned, and as far as they were concerned when I went to meetings with the market traders, BECGI, the Chinese company, were here to do the building, everything. They were on about, the market traders asked a question You know, how big are the stalls going to be? Oh, we'll ask Beijing and we'll let you know. They've gone. Why have they gone? HS2, I would imagine. Because, let's be honest, prices up here for land and housing and all that is minimal. HS2 was going to change that. It was going to make it, you were able to commute to London maybe 2 or 3 times a week. So it makes the suburbs of London pretty much the entire country, which would increase house prices. But obviously now HS2 isn't coming anywhere near Wigan. As soon as they could, be ECGI gone. I've got no reason to, I've got no proof that's what's happened. It's just how my brain works, and this is what I said before HS2 was cancelled. It just seems very, very scary. Would I stand as Reform Councillor? No. Hi Stephen, welcome. But the beauty of this is we've now got a massive hole in the ground, literally, and we've got a nice little wetland area growing, so at least the wildlife will have some fun. I'm talking of wildlife. One of my favourite things about living in Wigan is the fact that you can pretty much be in the countryside on foot in minutes. And when the weather was nice, I went for a couple of walks along the canal, and I did a little bit of filming. It's only a short little video, this, and this is the canals. It's the Ince Spur from the Leeds Liverpool Canal, and also a bit on the Leeds Liverpool Canal as well. So here you go.
1st of August 2024. This looks like the Everglades, and it gets more Everglady as you go up there. But if you turn that way, you hear a noise, but it opens up to this. And to think all this is from our, well, industrial activity, mainly mining and that kind of thing. Look at it, it's absolutely stunning. I've said it before, I'll say it again, and I'll probably say it again very soon, but we are so lucky to live somewhere where this is literally on your doorstep, at least for now anyway. And if you're wondering where I am, well, I am actually on the spur of the Leeds Liverpool Canal that goes to Lee. So this is the canal that goes to Lee, and you wouldn't believe it, would you? It's another day, but I'm back on the Lee Spur, and I feel like I'm definitely in the mangrove swamps. Mad. Cool mad though. I know I've said it practically a million times now, but there's nothing better than going for a walk along the canal after a day at work. Especially when you're in a building where there's no windows, and you don't even get to see the sun or anything for that matter. Although it's not that bad when it's horrible weather. Quite like it then. But yeah, it's so peaceful. And literally, you can walk along the canal pretty much from anywhere in Wigan. You can probably get there in a few minutes on foot. Or even go on a bike if you must. Just seen something blue flying over there. There it is. Oh, did I catch that?
I'll be honest, I've never in my life seen a kingfisher in the wild until, obviously I wasn't filming at the time, that moment, and I got rather excited because, well, who doesn't love a kingfisher? Basically, I saw a blue streak through the sky, well, over the canal, into the bushes that I were filming, but sadly, I was on my own at that point. Didn't see many more, well, I didn't see it again after that. I think I might have caught a little glimpse of it out the corner of my eye, which is when I got excited again, but sadly not. Hi Andy the cyclist, sorry I was on a VT then, so I couldn't speak. I mute my microphone so you don't have to listen to me not doing anything. So, but yeah, I mean, it just shows you that, you know, people, well, my preconception of Wigan when I first thought of Wigan was, you know, a mining town, all dirty and, you know, polluted and all that kind of thing. And then, you know, obviously it was at a time, maybe, you know, definitely 100 years ago, maybe even 60 years ago, 50 years ago, but over the years it's just got better and better and better. And it's a fabulous place to live. I can't imagine myself living anywhere else. I just love Wigan, and that's why I want what's best for Wigan. And sadly, this behind me isn't necessarily what's going to be the best for Wigan. But I could be wrong. There's a marshland I was on about. But it's not all serious stuff. There is some silly stuff that goes on. And this weekend, it was bank holiday, and last Saturday I had 3 guests at my establishment, my shop in the Grand Arcade, ironically. It's almost like I've timed this, isn't it? But I am. And one of them was Luke Marsden, who was on Big Brother years and years and years ago. The other one was Wigan Joker, who was not on Big Brother. And the third one was Mikey, who was on Big Brother. And basically, chaos ensued. I let Mikey, Mikey's blind. If you don't know Mikey, he was the blind contestant when Luke was on Big Brother. He's from Glasgow, so he's got a very strong Glaswegian accent, and he loves dance music, and I do a lot of 12-inch dance records, so he wanted to buy some, but obviously, being blind, he can't see the label. So we set up, well, I moved him around the back of the counter and told him, well, showed him where the records player was, and where he could put his records he wanted, put the box next to him, and off he went, and he was in his element. Unfortunately, it all went downhill from there, but in a good way. I mean, this is madness. Although technically he didn't play any madness songs.
I'm at work, and I've got some VIPs in.
Very busy this morning, Saturday. It's the only place that's busy on Saturday.
The true star of Big Brother, Mikey. The Wigan Joker.
Second-hand vinyl shop, Tony's place. He's got a big stack of 90s dance, so the bag is...
Mikey is ruining this. Mikey, you're ruining this. Stop
this is good. Keep going, Mikey, I like it. Oh, we got Luke as well.
While Luke does his Funko deals off camera, of course, because it's all exclusive business, I'm going to, like, rather than Tony's going to just get vinyl, I'm going, blah, 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 listen to vinyl, buy. That's the way I do vinyl, slap, listen. Although my right ear's all blocked up with wax, but I'm sure we'll muster through it. My nose is all bunged up as well, because obviously I'm from a cleaner environment, being from Glasgow, and then staying with a Bessie, Luke Marsden, who I didn't realise owns acres and acres of land on a coal mine. No. So underneath, not only is it a coal mine, but the rumours are it could be sleeping above a hoard of gold. So we're going to dig. Here we've got 90s dance. He's got no idea what it is. He's a lovely all the plastic sleeve. So he's introduced me to his wee record player. Shame I've not got 2 decks. I could have done a wee live set here in the shop Saturday morning, Wigan, drew the crowds in. But I'm just going to listen through. The way I do it is like it, put it aside. No, that's the way I do it. So we'll see how we go. And we'll be here for the next few hours, because there's a good stack. But in the meantime, my good friend Luke Marsden is going to trade in some of his Funko figures for some Taylor Swift vinyl, because he's about to them. Last night, an ideal night in for Luke Marsden and Wigan as we watched the Swifties Era Tour for 3.5 hours, and he was giving me an audio description of Swiftie, and everybody says, why Swiftie big? And I says, absolutely nothing to do with her music, all to do with her nude tights.
So we've got DJ Mikey on the deck. I'm going to say on the decks, but it's one deck.
Yeah, sadly I do want to get to the decks where you hear tunes like this. Absolutely, I cannot believe we're here.
Games and more in the Grand Arcade. Games and more.
And we are partying like it's 1999.
It's so good to see a second-hand vinyl shop with some dance music.
Absolutely.
Games and more. Come on.
I've had some complaints. Apparently, people want me to do the vlog every week, but nothing ever happens. And I've had 2 Uber fans come in. I say Uber. I don't think they come by taxi. But anyway, 2 fans have come into the shop to demand that I do more weekly vlogs. And I'm like, I can only do one a week. I want a fortnight. One of them is not really a superstar. It's Luke. And the other one, of course, is the superstar that is the Wigan Joker.
Hi.
So
Bim!
Bim, guess what? So yeah, you're upset that I'm not been doing weekly vlogs every week.
I've been watching a lot of your content and I'm a bit into your burger reviews. I was quite traumatised about all the barbecue sauce you spilled on your shirt, and I want to know, did you get the stains out?
Well, I've changed my washing powder, and I'm sorry to say that the stains have not come out yet.
Did you use a Vanish soap bar, or did you just kind of not?
I've got some Vanish powder. I've not used the soap bar, and I've got some Vanish spray as well.
We don't care about this. Tony, when you go topless, do you have people saying to you it's horrific and you don't like it?
No, the peak of the views on the video, as you know, having a YouTube channel yourself, or not, you can see where people watch the video and where it drops off.
So you're saying it peaks when you're topless?
It drops off after I've weighed myself.
I just asked, a little bird has told us that you get a lot of people asking for selfies.
Not a lot, but I've had a few, yeah.
Why do you get selfie now?
What's the price of celebrity? Is there a price that comes with that, or?
Well, you have to stand near me. I mean, that's enough price, isn't it? I mean,
I think the people who stole your hat were secret fans, and that hat is now circulating on the internet for like thousands of pounds.
That's it. That's exactly what it is.
So eBay now.
Also, I just want to say as well, Games and More, great trading values. Forget your CEXs. He's not paid me to say this, but I've just traded in some Funko Pops. This Taylor Swift vinyl. Games and More. It's the place to be.
He didn't just get the vinyl. He got some cash
Games
as well.
and More. That's where come for all your games and more stuff. Thanks.
Right then. That was fun.
Got on well in the Big Brother house. Obviously at that point he was teetotal, yeah.
Oh yes, he was no Becky, no, and all that kind of thing.
Did it drink? Is that for the?
Yeah, that's for that one. It's a bit tattooed.
Did it drink? Did it swear? And now he just went off the rails after that.
So you think Big
I
Brother?
know he lasted about 5 weeks, so he went too soon, as you know. That's the legend of.
Yeah. But the early ones go soon, don't they? I mean, the good ones go soon. That was the word I'm looking for.
Well, that was the problem in my house. There was basically in my final. It was all the people that played the game. Sadly, I didn't enjoy my last 5.
Would you do it again now, knowing what you know now?
I don't think I would, Tony. I think there would need to be some serious discussions had.
So if they said, we want to put you in Celebrity Big Brother,
I don't think I would do it short of
a lot of money.
A lot of money.
Yeah.
Like 100,000, because I just don't think I would do it.
And now you're a doctor.
Yeah, that's the problem. I can see that getting taken away from me if things go shit up in Big Brother. I really need to watch what I'm doing, Tony. I really do.
And then you became a professional DJ for a while.
Yeah, I did, but it's ruining the hearing, to be honest with you. The nightclubs are too loud.
Yeah, that is the problem, isn't
This
it?
is a problem. I'd love to do it. I would be doing it tonight. Like, I would have just...
It's a shame Wigan P's not still here. We could have got you in there and had a go. But no, it's nice to meet you anyway, I must admit. It's you and Luke were my favourites out of the show. I'll tell you what, some people's mobility scooters, they're out of this world.
Yeah, I'm not saying the weather was bad, but we did have lightning inside the shopping centre. Okay, it was Lightning McQueen, but it's all a bit of fun, isn't it? And Mikey, never met him before, and what a guy. I mean, literally, what a guy. A lot of people would just curl up and die with the stuff that he's had to go through. And he's so positive about everything. It's superb. Yeah, it was a very, very odd lunch-timey. One of my favourite bits was the bit where myself and Luke are dancing like loonies, and there's a guy just stood on his phone, not reacting to anything going on around him. I mean, if that is not a meme, I don't know what is. But yeah, a bit of light-hearted fun to end this Wigan watch. I don't know whether or not this new format is good or bad, I haven't decided. But it's up to you guys to decide. So if you like this new format, then please click like if you haven't already. And if I get enough likes, I will possibly be able to do something about it and do this on a more regular basis. Because it's nice to get interaction from people who do and don't agree with what I'm saying. You know, Stephen D said it was boring. Mary said Wigan Council are a disgrace, and that's roughly where everyone's at. You've either got the people who absolutely 100% support what Wigan Council are doing, or you've got people who don't. And you know, I do support them when they do stuff that's good, but the Wigan Town Centre, you know, I mean, it was called Galleries 25 because it was meant to be finished by 2025. In a couple of days, we're in September, which means we are, what, 3/4 through the 2024, and they've not laid a brick or anything. So I pretty much doubt it'll be finished by 2025. However, looking positive for the Eckersley Mill development. Maybe not completely finished by the end of 2025. I know they're doing the main building first, the actual Eckersley Mill, and then they're going to be clearing the rest of the site and then building apartment blocks and a hotel and everything on there with ample parking. So that could be good. A lot of people are saying as well that the food at the mill, or whatever it's called, is pretty good and worth going to, but like I say, I don't eat out, so it's of no interest to me. Mackey's is about as far as I go, and yes, when I have Mackey's I do go overboard on it. But it's always interesting, as I've said before, when private money is involved, things seem to move quicker, mainly because the people with the private investment want to make money on it. When a government body or a local government body are involved, things seem to slow down. Look at Wigan, King Street in Wigan. Nothing's happened there, and apparently a lot of the signage has been taken down now. I've not been down King Street yet, but we'll be looking at that next broadcast. I'm going to be looking, like I said earlier on, at the Stack development, which is on the Debenhams site. Basically, they're not knocking down Debenhams, they're just remodelling the floors and building this extension going on the outside of it, and it's going to be an eatery and live entertainment. Also comedy as well. It's going to be like a comedy club, and the eateries are going to be many, and they are all going to be street food, so you're going to get noodles and stuff like that. So it sounds galleries December 31st 25, more like it. Oh yeah, I don't think I'll live to see the galleries finished, and I am old, but I'm not that old. King Street Walkabout made a comeback after 15 years. Yeah, again, we'll have to wait and see. It's all very, very weird. Look at Wigan Pier, which I mentioned briefly in that video as well. You know, that was meant to be open years ago. You know, it was a massive redevelopment. As soon as they sold the houses at the end, a couple of years ago, the guy who was running it said, you know, as soon as we sell the houses, we're going to finish off what's, you know, left on Wigan Pier. And I have mentioned again in previous Wigan watches, and also my column in the local paper, Wigan Post, which you can now see online. If you go on Wigan Today's social media, you will see my columns there. This one that I've done recently was about the pubs. It's just a filler, waiting to see what Keir Starmer was up to. Laney's back! Hurrah! After 15 years, Laney's back. So nice to see you. Thank you for your kind messages about my mother as well. But no, the whole thing is it's scary that local governments and national government can come up with these harebrained ideas. I mean, you know, one of my biggest arguments has been, why didn't they start building the Newmarket Hall before they'd finished knocking down the galleries? I mean, there are Victorian buildings next to where they're knocking down the galleries that were not damaged, so I'm sure a brand new building would not suffer from the demolition going on. So yeah, the whole thing is just silly. But as I said earlier on, I lost my track then because Laney was back. I did say after the Ukraine war and the price of everything went up that you can't buy a tin of beans for the same price as you could, you know, about 3 years ago it is now, or anything for that matter. So imagine lots of concrete, lots of steel, lots of copper wiring, paying people to do it. I mean, those prices have shot through the roof, and there's not a lot anyone can do about that. That is the global market. But surely, in order to preempt that, or not preempt that, but to get the market open, would have been the important thing to do, and then worry about the clock tower and everything else when they knock that down and building that in time. But this should be getting ready to open now as the market hall, and it isn't, and that's what's terrifying me. Anyway, hi Kim, hope you're well as well. Don't forget, if you like this weird format of me doing this live with bits where I've edited together, then please, I don't often ask for people to press the like button, but it gives me feedback. So please press the like button if you like this live thing. Obviously it's not going to be a weekly thing. It may be a monthly thing, or it may be a thing that we do over a period of time. And it may end up being weekly again, but we never know. We never know. It's whether or not there's anything worth watching in order for us to watch what is being watched on the Wigan Watch. Anyway, that is pretty much it for this one. So thanks to Alan Mason, Dream Frequency, Toff, Ian Helsby, Alan Mason, Mary Alty, Dream Frequency, I've said again, Robert Brown, Stephen D, Andy the Cyclist, Laney, long time no see, and Kim as well. So yeah, that is it. We've had 161 views, we've had 11 likes, I've got 14 people currently watching. And we'll see whether or not this one goes on. It's been on for an hour, which is a bit longer than I wanted to do, but like I say, it's the first time I've done it. I'll cut things down as things go on. I'll start it a bit quicker rather than wait for people to join, and yeah, all being well, it will be fantastic in the future. Anyway, that is it. Thank you very much for watching, if indeed you still are, and all being well, I will see you again next time. Until then, goodbye.
Wigan Watch. Wigan Watch. Wigan Watch.
Wigan what?
Wigan Watch. Wigan